I'm going to be showing you how you can find profitable wallets, but most importantly, how you can copy trade them effectively and the best settings to use so that you can make money doing literally nothing. And just so you know, I'm not bullshitting you, here's just one of the P&Ls that I've gotten from copy trading. You can see $300 here, and then I sold it for $2,000. Well, I didn't sell it because the copy trading bot did it all for me automatically. Here we go as well. Here's just a trade that I ended up doing because I was looking at smart wallets, and I'm going to go a step further and show you other people that are using this method and it's working for them. People that don't know too much about trading, but they're using this method to find and enhance their knowledge. As you can see here, this person Diamond Hands was saying anyone catches from the high influencer wallet section, which is basically just a section in my Discord that basically just shows off influencer wallets and sends an alert if people buy in. And he saw that it dipped to 20K and shot up to 400K. Now he scanned this at 350K, right? You know what? Let's get the CA now, and I'll put it in, and I'll see what market cap it's at now. Yeah, look, as you can see, 22 mil market cap. It's a 66 times. And if we go into this, you'll know the coin. It's Shane. It's absolutely gone crazy because all these influencers, they bought in early, and we want to track those influencers to see these inside cabal plays. But you can see it's now 22 mil. It would have been up here to 45 mil. That would have been basically 100, 150x at that range, depending on where you got in. So I want to show you some tools on how you can do that too. And you can find these wallets and make these crazy plays. Let's get into the most simple way on how to find wallets, and I'm actually going to take this Shane token here as an example. The easiest and I would say one of the best ways to find wallets without doing a lot of research is just going onto the top traders on any coin on DexScreener or any coin that's done well. That is, you want to look at something that's pretty new and that it's gone from like a complete like zero or to super low market cap to all the way up very, very quickly, like this one, for example. And you can see people in here that have bought like $200 and have sold 170,000. Let's just go through this. You want to look at, one thing to look at is to look at the amount of that they're buying is the same as they sold. You can see this person has only bought 3.6 mil, but they sold 42 mil tokens. So this could be someone who's sent tokens. So make sure you're looking at stuff that matches up, like this one, 41.5 mil, 41.5 mil. But yeah, I'm gonna fast forward through this. What you're basically gonna do is you get one of these tokens, right? See, let's see this one here, for example, 8,000 into 180,000. You're gonna click on this EXP thing down here. Sorry, my cam's blocking it a little bit. Take this token. You're gonna go into a site called cielo.finance. Paste the token into here. And yeah, we just go to token P&L and we look at stuff that has a decent win rate. Now this is actually a very good example of a first good one. Now he actually has 169,000 in this last thing, so his return is not the best. So I'm gonna actually fast forward and I'm gonna go through a bunch of these tokens, literally just doing the same thing. I just go around, I pick another one that has they bought this amount and they have sold the same amount here. I'll go into here and I'll check it on Cello and I'll get back to you when I find something. Also, just another thing is I'm looking at people that have bought low amounts because that's the type of trading I want to be doing. Just think about that. These people are aping in like 9 or 10,000, they're getting in like a little bit later if they're aping in 10,000 on average, while this person, if they're only putting $200 here, that's like I don't know what that is, like a 200x or something like that, while this here is only like a 6x. So I'm looking for people who've bought a low amount, but they've made a lot. Okay, actually that wallet we were just looking at, I think is a good example. You can see here he's made 135,000 and his percentage is a little higher, it's at 30%. His token win rate is very low though. So very risky this one. If it was more towards 60%, I would be looking at, this is a very good wallet to full on copy trade from. But because it's lower, I would recommend manually copy trading, like putting into a bot. Like the Cello has a bot where you can go through and you can track stuff. But if we go into Good Morning, Good Night, which will show the unrealized profit, he actually has 268,000 just sitting in his portfolio right now. So this is someone who is getting in early on a lot of things. He is losing a lot on some days, like a lot, you can see, but he's also gaining a lot on some other days and he's holding a lot of tokens. So this is someone I would say to watch out for, put him in a list. Now this is something I want to talk about in my server. We have something that's like an insider alert here. So basically, if you have like 10 wallets, I'm going to say 10 influencer wallets we have, right? If if there's 2 of those 10 influencer wallets by the same token, it'll send a big alert in. And you know, I think that's something that's really important, because you could have these wallets and you can stack as many wallets up as you want. And then if any 2 of them buy in, you know that it's a much better play. So that's what we're trying to do there. You can also do it on Raidbot. I'll recommend that one. I think they have it, but you need to pay for that. Like 2 sol a month or something like that. It's actually just cheaper to be in my server, but it's an option, right? There's this other wallet that I found, but he is trading with a lot of size, a lot of size. He's got a $1 million portfolio, but his token win rate is even lower. But you can see when he wins big. But that is mainly also because of the fact that this guy is aping in with a lot of size, $70,000 buy. Like, you know, that's pretty crazy. But again, having this guy and another guy all tracking wallets, and if any 2 of them buy into the same token, you gotta think there's an insider play going on there, or these guys know something I don't. And even if you're just a beginner in trading, just get BullX, get Trojan or TradeWiz, which I'll talk about later, and just manually copy trade these guys. Now, the next way to find a wallet I want to talk about is finding them from screenshots from Twitter. Twitter is a great resource. If you are trading and don't have Twitter, you need it 100%. But I'm going to talk about this Dune script I talked about later, and I'm going to talk about getting it from screenshots like this. Or, you know, I've talked about 100 different ways you can get an influencer wallet from a screenshot. If an influencer ever posts anything to do with their trade, you can find that wallet 100% of the time with pretty much, like, there's like 10 different methods you can go through. But I'm going to talk about how you can find it here using the Dune script. Now, Terp, I love this guy. Amazing guy, and he's so nice. But we're going to be trying to find his wallet here. And, you know, this guy's put a cello link in, hoping that nobody can find it because, you know, there's all those codes missing in. But what we're going to do is we're going to use this Dune script, which I'll leave in the link in the description. I also mentioned this in my last video. Scroll down to find a wallet Solana, and we'll put in G2VZ. We're going to put the beginning of the wallet here, and we're going to put the end of the wallet over here. So ATF6. Then we click hit enter to run one query. It looks like they've already found it. I didn't even need to run it, but yeah, let's just copy and paste this, and we'll open it up on Cello. Right, so we have the wallet open on Cello here. If we look at the token P&L here, you can see 50,000. Now, this was taken yesterday, so I don't know, but his token win rate is pretty similar. I don't know if he's actually trading 600 tokens between them. That sounds kind of crazy, but the wallet is it is matching up with the numbers here, and I don't know what he was talking about. You know, he actually has another wallet here which you could find out if you wanted, but it looks like he is just trading in the trenches a lot. You can see there's like every minute this dude's trading. But you know, that's a way you can find wallets as well, influence wallets, and this is much more of a high risk, very high risk compared to the last option. But I would say as well a higher reward sometimes, because these influencers will shill stuff in their community, and yeah, it can lead to you know, lots of people buying in from that, getting to the masses. Okay, and now we can finally get on to actually copy trading. Now, there is 2 methods you can do for this. There is automatic copy trading, like using a bot like Trojan or TradeWiz, which I'll have links for in the description. I'm going to talk about those 2, and I'm going to talk about why I prefer TradeWiz over Trojan. And the other way is manual copy trading. So manual copy trading, you basically just have something in, like, you know, you have an influencer wallet here. You have an influencer wallet, you see when it buys in, and then you go into BullX or whatever, and you go and input it in, which is a much less risky way to do it, but it is manual. So in this video, I'm going to talk about automatic copy trading, and I'm going to be talking about Trojan and TradeWiz here. So Trojan is a great tool, and a lot of people have gotten onto it, and I think it's amazing it's an amazing Telegram tool. But for copy trading, I have used the tool personally, and I have had so many failed transactions. If you ever have used Trojan, you know what I'm talking about. So many failed transactions. You know, it's just slow to get in and slow to get out. And I recently stumbled across TradeWiz, and I watched a YouTube video. I'll see if I can put it in the description or something like that. But the guy was talking about how it's 3 to 4 times faster. I decided to try it out, and my God, is it true? It just, I haven't done any tests of my own, but from experience, a lot of copy trading experience on Trojan versus TradeWiz, TradeWiz just feels a whole lot faster. So let me go over and let me talk about this. So if you click on the link in the description, you can go to start. Now, I want to just say you can do everything I'm about to say on Trojan, because pretty much all the settings are the same. It's got more advanced features in TradeWiz, and Trojan's a little more bit more basic. You know, either way is fine, but I'm going to go onto TradeWiz for the start of this. Just click /start here. We'll see, here's your wallet address, and then you'll have copy trade as a section here. You can buy and sell, of course, just like in Trojan. We're gonna go onto this copy trade section. I'm gonna be going over settings for you to use, right? Let's go over here to copy trading now. Look, we have this copy trading bot. I'm gonna take, I'm just gonna take Terp's wallet, for example, the one we found as an example. Now he is trading like, look at this, every minute. So this is probably not the best example for a wallet. Because it looks like he's selling, he swapped 3 sol here. Look, he made a 2x on this, but he's selling within the same minute. TradeWiz is you're going to be definitely ahead of people using Trojan, for example, because he's selling in a minute, right? You need to buy and sell after his transaction within a minute. You need to be very, very quick onto it. So, this is why I prefer TradeWiz, because I like to copy trade high transaction wallets, or stuff with a lot of potential like that. Let's go and add this wallet, right? We're gonna put a tag up here, and we're just gonna name it Terp. And then we're gonna add a target wallet, and we'll just put this wallet in, right? Is that the right wallet? G2? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, look, we've put his wallet in now, and we've put the tag in Terp. So that will show whenever we see the investment, we'll see it's coming from Terp. Now we can have multiple people in here, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. The buy percentage of this is the most important one on it. And this one, I would recommend watching these wallets. Look, let's analyze this wallet initially, right? He is buying for 3 solana here. He's selling 1.5. He's buying for 2 solana. He's buying for 3 solana. So we can estimate, I know you need to do a lot more research on this, watch him we can estimate he's usually buying between 2 and 3 solana for all of his trades. Here's 1 solana on this one. So act accordingly. How much solana do you have in your portfolio? If you have 5 solana, which is, I think, a very good amount to start trading with on copy trading. If you have 5 solana and he's trading 2 or 3 solana, you could have this buy percentage theoretically at 100%, but if he's in multiple trades, you're gonna have nothing in your portfolio. So I would say if you have 5 solana, 40% is good for this, right? But like I'm saying, it's completely different. If he is then trading with only like 0.5 solana on his trades, you could then do 100%, because then you'd need 10 transactions for it to be your 5 solana, right? You could easily do it with 100%. But for this, I'll say 40%, right? He is trading. Now I actually have like 0.2 solana in this account. So I'll swap it at the end and we'll actually see, because he's trading currently at the moment. So I'll show you what it's like. But I'll swap down the buy percentage to something much lower. Okay, so we have the max buy here and the minimum buy. This is something that's very interesting too. If, let's say, this person that you're trading, let's say Terp, who we're looking at here, does some random ass buys for 20 solana, and you have your thing at 40%, then that's gonna take, I don't know, whatever, 6 or 7 solana out of your account. And you do have 6 or 7 solana in, you might not want to do that. So over here, you could put in a max buy at like 3 solana, right? I'm gonna reset it because I don't want to do that, but I'm just saying it's a good way to think. It's a good way to trade. You can also have a minimum buy as well here. Minimum buy is also useful. Let's say you're watching this guy. Let's say Terp is awful at trading with his minimum buys. You can cut all those out, or if he's sending, like, let's say he's doing a lot of buys for like 0.1 solana and they're like kind of useless. You can also, put them out there and you won't do those buys. We're gonna skip over these sections here, but a lot of this stuff is really useful. This is why TradeWiz has a lot more settings. That you have an unannounced section and an unburned on whether you want to buy or not. You also have copy pump trades or copy radium trades, and this is very cool. Now let's say, again, I'm going to use Terp as an example here. Let's say this guy is awful at trading pump funds, right? But he is like the best at radium, and you've learned that from tracking his stuff. You can turn pump funds to false and just copy his radium trades, which I think is absolutely amazing. You know, this is something you're going to have to learn from watching the wallet, but it is an option there, and it's nice to have the option just in case. You know, if you have noticed when you're copy trading that the pump funds, the stuff that's under 80k market cap, he's just selling like crazy, which, you know, in this case he is, right? This could be an example where you use it. It's selling like crazy, you know. You don't want to be invested in those ones where he's only holding it for a minute. You can just turn this to false and just completely leave it. Now, max market cap, min market cap, those are pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go over them, but you know, you can have a maximum market cap. Kind of works like the pump fund on radium, but you know, for actual market caps, again, like I just said, if he's, you know, I'm not going to explain it again, but you know what I mean. Then we have copy sells here, true. I would keep these to true unless you want to just have the buys coming through, which, you know, that's not a bad idea as well. If you want to make your own educated guess. Let's say again, Terp is the person who is selling very quickly, and he is selling a lot. I know actually, if I go through his tweets, he did jeet something. Yeah, here it is. I just made the biggest mistake of my career. Denarius. He bought in here with what it looks like to be 100k market cap and sold. This I think rose to like 10 mil market cap or something crazy like that. I haven't seen it recently, but last time I was looking at it, was at 10 mil. You know, that is a 100x. So you could technically have the copy sells off and just trade yourself, but I wouldn't. I would just leave it like that. Auto retry. Now this is great. This is retry how many times after your this will retry the transaction. Now this is something I would keep on 1. If you're retrying a second or third time, you're probably already too late to buy into it if it has failed. We also have pump slippage, which I'm going to ignore. I'm just going to go over the slippage. We don't want to get it make this too complicated. Let's say slippage here. Now, the slippage, I think the default is 20%. 20% is what's default on like Photon, I think, on BullX, on TradeWiz, and pretty much everywhere uses a slippage of 20%. Now, this is depending again on who. It's very dependent on the wallet you're copy trading, right? Are they buying in quickly? Now, for someone like Terp here, I would say 30% is a decent amount that you would do, because he's buying in very quickly, he's selling quickly, and you don't really want to be buying in if it's over 30%. You know, if it's 50%, he could buy up at 50% higher than he bought and sell 50% lower than he sold, which you're at like a minus 80 or 90% loss then at that point, right? So you don't really want it higher than this. You can go to 35%. I've done 35% before. You can also go down to something like 15%. I wouldn't go lower than 15%, but again, it depends. If you're trading like a whale who's buying in at like, he's putting lots in at like a high market cap, you could even put this down to 5% slippage if you want to be super safe with your plays. You want to copy it exactly. But yeah, I would put your slippage. It depends. I think usually the sweet spot for me has been 23% for most traders, and this is depending. But 23% is what I like. It's like a mix between 25 and 20. 20 is a little bit too low. 25 is like, it's getting high. So 23 is usually where I like to keep it. Now we have the buy gas fee and the sell gas fee, as well as the sell and sell tips as well. Now these are, I've put, these aren't the default settings, but I was just testing some other stuff out earlier. I would keep these on the default, which I think is 0.01. If it isn't the default, I would still put it on 0.01. Again, it depends on your portfolio. If you have like, let's say 5 Solana in your wallet, then I think 0.01 is good for you. If you have like 3 to 5 Solana, anything like that is good. If you're going a little lower, I would put this to 0.05. I'd cut it in half. Just because you're gonna get a little ruined on fees. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's like a bit of a mix between it, because your transactions are gonna be slower, right? If you have less fees, which then means you might get a worse position and you might be higher on your slippage. So there's kind of that mix. If you're buying a lot of stuff with size, I would put these up to 0.01. Sorry, it's supposed to be 0.005, not 0.5. That would be too high. But I would put these on 0.01, and I would put the tips to 0.012. Again, I would say slash them in half if you're trading with lower amounts. And if you're trading with something like less than 1 Solana, which I don't really recommend for this. If you're trading with under 1 Solana, I was gonna say slash them in half again, but if you're trading with under 1 Solana, I would honestly just use bull X and manually do it. But 1 Solana, if you're doing over 1 Solana, you can do this method, I would say. Now we have auto sell false, which is basically a way where you can take the profits. So let's say this person you're copy trading, he buys stuff, he never sells, that it dumps like crazy after that, right? You can have a take profit here, you can have a percentage. I'm not gonna get into it, but you know, if you want something at like a 10x percentage, you can have 10,000% and you'll take your profit, right? Now I do want to say, if you are too lazy to find wallets, I have my Discord server that you can check out, and we have a bunch of wallets in here that you can just use, and we have like insider alerts, like I was saying. If you wanted the tools yourself, you'd be paying $2 a month, and our subscription is much cheaper than that. So you know, this isn't the only tools we have. We have like $1,000 a month worth of tools. You would be paying $1,000 worth a month of tools, and you can get it in here for much cheaper. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. I hope that you can find some success with copy trading. The wallet is definitely the most important thing out of all of it. Take your time scanning for one, because it will benefit you in the long run if you can find something that nobody else has found, because it's very possible to do it using that DexScreener method I was talking about. Very, very possible to do it. And you can make thousands, and you can literally lay back in your seat and you'll be fine. Anyways, that was the video. Make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed. Join my Discord if you want to talk to me. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.